everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over a shop update and kind of tell you what the future plans are and the layout of the shop, and then also kind of what some of the delays are and why I've decided to do some of the things I've done with the barn. So as you can tell, we do have the back walls in now and everything's kind of sealed up. We went through and fixed a couple small areas since the barn was pre-existing. Kind of just made sure it was sealed up and got it ready for the next step, which is insulation. I had a back and forth a little bit about what insulation to use, if I was going to do traditional bat style insulation or if I was going to do spray foam. I decided to do spray foam. The reason I decided to do spray foam was because this building was previously built, most of it. We just redid some of it, and they did a good job building it, but you could tell it was like their first time and they didn't do really any research. So it's not the best. So efficiency wise, I would have done like a house wrap and different things to help create a wind barrier, but it's not done. So really my only choice, if I wanted to make it really efficient in here, because I'm gonna heat and cool it, was to do the spray foam. So we're gonna just spray foam directly against the metal. We're gonna do 6-inch on the ceiling, and then on every wall they're gonna, and that's open cell, and then every wall they're gonna do 2-inch closed cell. The reason I decided to do the closed cell on the walls was just it's a little more rigid, it keeps things out a little better. The vapor barrier of it's a little better than the open cell, and that's, you only need 2 inches of it. So it's a little more money, but I think it's well worth it. Now the cost originally over me doing a traditional bat style insulation is about 3 times the cost. But I think long term it will be a lot better. And some of my plans in here will be a lot nicer with the spray foam insulation. The only problem is they're about a month and a half out. So we have to wait now till January. First week of January, they're gonna come spray it. The problem is they won't spray it if it's not over 20 degrees. So let's hope that it's over 20 degrees. If not, we might be waiting a month or 2 or even longer, which I kind of want to have this barn pretty close to buttoning up around springtime so I can get back to my other projects. But we'll kind of go over today some of the other things, the plans for it, kind of the layout and what I want to do, because I know some of you are interested in that. First thing is the climate control. We're going to do a mini split. So I ordered a Mr. Cool DIY 36K mini split. That should be enough to heat and cool this building, especially with the spray foam insulation being so efficient. It should be more than enough. If not, we might add like a propane heater. I'm not sure. I just didn't want, I was back and forth on the mini split for a long time because it's kind of new and not a lot of people use them. But we have propane here and it's really expensive, so I didn't want to add more propane. I just wanted to kind of do the electric route. But I think this building's going to be so efficient that either way, I think it's going to be close to the same price. And I really only want to keep it 45 to 50 in here all the time, just to keep everything from freezing and just to keep the concrete warm. And then I'll turn it up a little bit when I come out here to work. But we'll see how it works. I wanted to try it. It seems like a good idea. The people I know that I've done research that have used it say good things. So we'll just have to see. I think it's just gonna come down to, it's gonna cost what it's gonna cost to heat and cool this place. And it's just something I'm gonna have to deal with to have a climate control building. I've never really had a climate control shop, and that's something I really, really wanted with this. So next thing is, we'll talk about kind of more of the structure stuff and how we're gonna finish it before we talk about like the more specific things. The biggest thing is we're gonna do drywall on the walls only. So do a spin around here, all the way up the walls to the ceiling, all drywall. The lean-to ceiling will be drywall. All this will be drywall. And then the posts are obviously still gonna be there. I wanted to keep the rafters open. So we're gonna paint all the spray foam, all the rafters black. And then I bought 2 54-inch ceiling fans. We're gonna mount one in this corner in between the rafters, so it'll be up in there. And then one
right here in front of the door up into the rafters.
I think it will, I think it'll be a different look. You don't see that too much. You see a lot of it in houses and stuff, but not really shops. And with the spray foam insulation being directly on the roof, it'll be right up against the roof. There's really no point of me putting a metal ceiling or a drywall ceiling in here. It would just kind of be a waste. In the lean-to, I mean, it's going to be right here, so it'll be a little bit easier. But I think that, like I said, that'll be a little bit of a waste. So you'll see all the piping and stuff, which will kind of look cool, and then everything else will be black. Ceiling fans will be black. The mini split will be over there. So hopefully the ceiling fans will help the mini split kind of move air around a little bit better. But we'll have to, like I said, that's something we'll just have to go with and see.
So the next thing is we got a door. So I just got to wait for the insulation panels for the door. Right here is going to be the compressor. And then all the air lines are going to be run in the walls. So I'm going to run Rapid Air's in-wall airline system. And then like over here will be a drop, back there will be a drop, right in the middle here will be a drop, and then another drop right here for the fab area. And then there will be a manifold right here. So if I have to bring anything outside, and then right here on the beams, there will be one electrical hose reel, and then there will be one air hose reel.
So we'll have more than enough air and electrical supply around the garage. I'm going to overdo it so I don't have to worry about it, especially since we're doing drywall. I don't want to have to take it down later. I'm still on the fence of I'm going to probably put the drywall up myself, even though I'm not the best at it, but it's a learning process, I guess. But my last garage, I did the drywall and I finished it myself on the ceiling and the walls. And over time it started to crack. I mean, it wasn't climate controlled. I would just heat it when I was out there. So that kind of probably had something to do with it. But also, I just think it gets bad over time. So what we're going to do is all the walls luckily are a little over like just 9 feet. So I could use 4x9 pieces of drywall and then only have vertical seams. And even it worked out that these are 6 foot and then this is 9 foot. So it'll work out to where I'll only have vertical seams. So my plan is to run 1x4 trim and just do pieces of trim. So it'll kind of give the wall some texture. And then at the bottom, in between those vertical pieces of trim, I'm gonna do 1x6 toe boards. So if you run anything into like a jack or something into the wall, it's not gonna destroy the drywall. So from there, we'll talk about.
That's where the air compressor is gonna be. Right on this wall, there'll be a water line that comes around and it'll feed my pressure washer system. So you'll have your pressure washer, a hose reel, my DI tanks for deionizing the water, and it'll all be run with polished copper hard piping, and then there will be a bucket filler right next to it.
So that was a big thing I wanted to do a pressure washer wall. So then it's gonna have a 100-foot hose, so then I can drag it out and wash stuff out here too. But at the same time, it'll be nice and tidy on the wall. I don't have to drag anything really out besides the hose. It'll have a nice pole for the wand to sit in and all that. So it'll be really, really like easy to just come in here and wash and then just go your separate way.
Past that, we're going to do a cabinet array. So it'll be a couple cabinets along the distance of the wall. It'll have one tall cabinet, some small ones, another tall one, and then upper cabinets, and then a nice wood bench.
That's gonna be for my washing stuff. So polishers, wax stuff, towels, soap, all that'll be in there, and it'll be kind of like an area just you go to set up your wash stuff. and it'll be my buckets and stuff will be there. So it'll be real nice. It'll kind of cover the wall too, because the drywall can't really get wet, and that wall will be kind of close to where I will be washing. I was gonna tile it, but I think that'll be a little overkill, especially for this. If the drywall does start to get wet, I can always look into that later, just throwing tile over the drywall. After that, these walls are gonna be open. This will all be open because I wanna put 2 cars like this, and I wanna keep all this open. Then after that will be another cabinet right here in my toolbox. All my tools will be in the cabinet and the toolbox. Then after that will be a 6-foot workbench for assembly. After that will be all against this wall will be the vapor blaster, and then a dry sandblast cabinet. And then there will be a space in here. I don't want to fill up right away. My welders, fab table, and then a 7-foot long stainless steel workbench with 2 cabinets below it, with my chop saw and all that, so I'll have more fab area there. The whole reasoning to put the fab area in the corner was to keep it away from everything else. I might end up doing along this post, depending on where the welder sits, I might do a curtain. So to curtain it off, then you can move it around just in case I'm grinding or something. It'll keep it off the rest of the stuff, which is something I've always kind of wanted to do because I hate steel dust getting everywhere, and it's a big, it gets everywhere and you can't get rid of it. So that's it for the plans for that. The lighting, we're just gonna do lights across the beams, 16 lights in total, 8-footers. So there'll be a lot of light in here. The walls we're gonna paint in a harbor gray, and then like I said, the ceiling's gonna be tricorn black. So that's already picked out. The doors I'm gonna keep white just to brighten it up in here a little. And I think that's it. Please keep watching, like and subscribe. Let me know any of your thoughts, any ideas for stuff. I'm still in the kind of the planning phase, but as of now, most of I started buying some stuff for it. I'm just waiting on the insulation. So thanks a lot, and until next time.